we run quotes all day long for people who are new to Medicare looking at Medicare Supplement or Medigap insurance. There's one plan that probably is 80% of the Medigap enrollment. We're going to go into why you can't just sleep on that years out and really help you understand so you can make a good decision. Let's jump right into that with this video. Okay, you're new to Medicare. You just got your Part B, you're turning 65, whatever the case. But basically that new Part B is how they look at new to Medicare. Doesn't matter when Part A started, it's really the Part B that triggers this whole process. And it's important because that's when most people look at a Medicare supplement or Medigap plan in California. And California is a unique market. So we have to look at this different. You have agents outside the state who really don't know the market. We're going to dial in for people who are new to Medicare. Roughly 80+% are picking one carrier and one plan. Why? All right, first of all, what is that plan? Depending on the area, there are a few areas which are outliers, but for the most part, when we run quotes for someone new to Medicare at age 65, Blue Shield of California has been very strong. And really, it's about rates. The first thing to understand with Medicare supplements is that they're standardized at the federal level, both in terms of benefits and in terms of networks, meaning whether you go with one carrier or another, whether you go with an N plan, a G plan, or another Medicare supplement, you have an identical network. You can see any Medicare doctor or hospital anywhere across the country. That's just a function of Medigap. It's not a function of plan level or carrier. There is no difference in network between carriers. So that's really important to understand because it keeps a lot of people from checking the market, shopping the market, or making changes. They think, oh, why I got all my doctors, I don't want to change. No, identical network. Also, the benefits are identical, meaning if you have a G plan, Medicare supplement insurance plan, it's going to be identical to another G plan with a different carrier. It's just the way it is. Customer service is pretty much comparable for Medigap because Medicare is dictating what's covered, what isn't. The carrier isn't denying claims. They're just following along with what Medicare says. So it's really important to understand that. Then what are we picking based on? We'll usually run quotes across 7 to 8 of the biggest, most established carriers in the Medigap market in California, different from other areas, other states. Again, regional is important here. And when we run that quote for someone who's 65, up and down the state, Blue Shield usually will come out dominant in terms of pricing. Pricing is really important because that's really what we're picking based on, and we're going to cover in the next section why that matters in out years, because we can change plans regardless of health with the birthday rule in California. We'll cover that in a bit. But just understand, we're looking at pricing. And Blue Shield's pricing has been dominant. Part of this is because of a discount they're applying for people new to Medicare. Let's talk about that now. When we run quotes for someone who's new to Medicare, usually at age 65 or coming off employer coverage later, we'll see there are 4 carriers that offer a new to Medicare discount. Blue Shield was the first to do this. So they ate up the market 5-10 years ago because they apply a $25 per month discount for the first year if you're new to Medicare on the G plan only. So not the N, not the A, but the G plan. So when we run the quote, the G plan will tend to be cheaper than even the less rich N plan in our first year of being new to Medicare. So right off the bat, that makes the G plan the most popular plan because it's getting this discount. And then there are 4 carriers, Blue Shield being one of them, that offers that new to Medicare discount. When we run the quote for you, or we do it all day long, we will automatically apply this $25 discount for the G plan for the 4 main carriers who also tend to dominate the market. So you'll see what the actual rate will be after that discount. And when you take that into account, and when we run the quotes up and down, Blue Shield tends to dominate. Every now and then, we'll see 1 or 2 other carriers pop up, but we're agnostic to the carrier. We do not care. We work with all the big carriers. We will run the quote accordingly. We will send it to you. and you pick the best pricing. That's what makes sense. If it's Shield, like it is in about 80% of the quotes we run, great. If it's one of the other carriers, you'll see that right on the grid. We make this super easy to compare, and we automatically take out the discount. Now, that brings up an interesting point because we're kind of talking about people at age 65. That's when most people get Medicare. Every now and then, well, pretty common, especially these days, we see people come off of employer coverage at 67, 68, 70, so older ages. That brings up a really important point, which is don't sleep on that first year discount because it's going to go away after 1 year. And when we run quotes for people who are older, we see something very different. Let's talk about that now. There's an interesting thing that happens where the cheapest plan at age 65 may not and probably will not be the cheapest plan at 68 or 70 or 75. Now, before the birthday rule, that was an issue because if your health changed, it could be hard to change from carrier to carrier or even plan to plan. But that's no longer the case. So when we run a quote for someone coming off employer coverage at age 68, Blue Shield may be priced well with that discount if you have a brand new Part B, but they may not be because things all kind of change as we get into out years. And we have to run those numbers. Now, if you're new to Medicare, we'll send you the quote. You'll see it right there. It's easy. But what we mean is this. When the $25 discount goes away a year later, 12 months, or we get out, if you're age 70 or 72, reach out to us for a quote to make sure you're still on the best plan. Because that Blue Shield category we talked about where they are 80% of the new enrollment at 65 generally doesn't hold as we get older. We need to see who's priced better at 68, 70, really every year. Because with the birthday rule, you're allowed around your birthday to move to a similar plan, let's say a G to a G, or a lesser plan, let's say a G to an N, around your birthday with no health underwriting. They can't decline you based on health. It's fantastic. So it's only good, though, if you use it. If you get quotes, all we need is your date of birth and zip code, current plan and rate. We'll run the quote for you. There's no cost, no obligation, and you'll be able to see, okay, I'm still on the best price plan, or, oh my goodness, I'm paying $25, $50, $100 more per month for the same plan, G to G, for example. Or I could save even more going from a G to an N. So use that birthday rule to double check the market. You cannot sleep on your plan. And I think why a lot of people do this with Medicare is they love their Medicare supplement. Can be a little expensive, but they have their doctors. They like that they can refer themselves. They split time in other areas. They can move around. They don't want an Advantage plan or an HMO. They like Medigap, so they're like, oh, I don't want to lose it. So I don't even want to shop the rates. All of that stays the same. The only thing that will change is the monthly premium you're paying. And there are carriers that are $100 plus per month more for the exact same plan. Don't fall into this. Let us do the work for you. If you're the best plan, you'll see it right on the grid. If not, let's see what we can do, and we can help guide you on that process. Also know that with Medicare Supplements, you can apply anytime during the year. Yes, the birthday rule is simplified, but even outside of the birthday rule, it's not like open enrollment for Part D. We can actually submit an application anytime. Based on health, worst case, they say no, we wait for your birthday, but we get a lot of people approved even with health stuff going on. So reach out to us. Right now, Blue Shield tends to be really well priced at age 65. That can change with rate changes going forward. So get an updated rate for you right now. But let us do the heavy lifting for you, and we'll go from there. If you stuck around this long, thank you. We appreciate it. You probably have more questions. Reach out to us. There's zero cost for assistance. You can call, email, chat, or best yet, book a time, and we can go through your personal situation to address any questions regarding California health insurance. Because a lot of sources out there are nationwide, and California is really unique. We need to go through the specifics of your situation in your area to find the best options. We don't push. We don't try to sell anything. We answer questions. And if you look at our Google reviews, you'll see that reflected in how we deal with this. We're happy to help. Reach out to us and do us a big favor. If you could like and subscribe below, that's fantastic so we can keep bringing this information to California.